Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. We're doing a test of how thin can I get a chip with a number 8. I know, I've already done this. But there was a question raised as to how thin the chip actually was. I thought it was pretty good just to look at it and go, wow, that looks pretty thin. But now we're down to wanting to know how thick it is. Actual microns. I don't have a way to measure microns. I can measure thousands. I can interpolate to a half a thou. But all I got is micrometers. If you really want to get right down to electron microscope quality, you're going to have to send the thing out, and that first chip is gone. Not available anymore. So here I'm going to make another one. We'll see just how thin it actually is.
The following is a whole lot of making shavings, and it's kind of boring to watch, but I'll speed it up. I want to leave it a continuous run, just so nobody says, oh, he switched chips. Like I'm going to go buy a chip just to show you how skinny I can make one? That'd be kind of silly.
I feel like I'm chasing my tail on this one. Probably should have never said anything about how thin the chip was. Especially throwing out a challenge like that, how thin can I make a chip? That was probably not my best move. But we'll set it up just like I had it before, because right now I'm having trouble holding it flat enough to get a full width chip.
I had to straighten out the edge. It wasn't flat, and what it was doing was making the chip kind of wobbly and not the same width all the way along. So I'm spending a bit of time fixing this stuff that I did in the beginning. But I'm still trying to make this a continuous run, so bear with me or fast forward, whichever way you want to go. But I wanted to leave the tape run so that there wouldn't be any question about whether this was done correctly.
Took a bit of doing, but I got a chip again. First, we'll try Nemo's trick. It's a bit hard to write on because it's so thin it's tearing. Let's see, right here where it seems to be the thinnest, might as well take the test best I can. That chip, that shaving is 1.5, about 1 2/3 thick. 1 2/3 thousandths thick. There it's about 2, so I imagine I'm running across grain. Maybe some wrinkles or folds or something. That's 2. So, looks like about 2 thousandths is the thinnest I'm going to get it.
Now, a standard sheet of tablet paper is 4 thousandths thick. But I'm bullheaded. I'm going to try some more.
it starts tearing up to the point where it's just not holding together anymore. That spot right there is about a thou. Looks like I'm not consistent across the width of the thing is what I'm running into. That's 2. And that's 2.5. So we go from about 1.5 on this side. If I can skate across there without tearing that shaving, to 2.5 on that side. So I got a thousandths of an inch taper. Maybe if I was working with a different kind of wood, I might be able to go thinner, but I don't think you can really call this a shaving anymore, because it's just about a series of threads laid once against the other like a frayed out rag. That's 1.5 on that side. And can I even measure over here? That's 1/1000th. And I'm just not going to be able to measure that very well. Let's see. Try one more thing. I'll open up, slide it over, and see if I can... Oh, I see what the problem is. The chip's getting caught at the throat of the micrometer. Got one little piece right here that's holding it together, so I'll measure it right there. That's just under a thou. 9/10. I'll shoot a picture of it. Yep. So that's as thin a chip as I can make. That's as thin a chip as I can write on. And there's all the attempts. Some of these are actually pretty thin, but they weren't what I consider full width, so I didn't say that those were shavings. So if you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. One of the issues with this plane trying to cut anything that thin, I think part of the problem is the wood. Now, this just happened to be the most knot-free piece of wood that I had laying around. Because obviously cutting through knots is gonna not cutting through knots is not gonna work. When I get to one of these little knots, it just tears up the chip all over the place. That one right there at the end of it. It also is gummy. I've got sap building up onto the blade, and I think it's causing the shaving to break up. I will warn you about being careful about drawing your finger across the end of the plane blade. That's sharp.